I've worked out more in the past year than I've worked out ever. I think like a lot of people, I've had real patterns in my life of getting into working out and then stopping and then starting and then stopping over and over and over again. It's only when I made a few changes, the ones that I'm going to talk about in this video, that I really was able to make an exercise habit stick. Some of these ideas, they are a little bit maybe hacky, but they've also really worked for me, and that's why I want to talk about them. Let's get into it. Idea number one. So my partner recently moved our toaster and he shoved it in the back of some cupboard somewhere. We freeze our bread, so the only bread that I eat is toasted. Since he moved the toaster, I stopped eating bread. Out of sight, out of mind. And even if I feel like eating bread, I'll be like, I can't be bothered to get the toaster out. I'll just think of another thing to eat. And working out is very similar. When you store your workout mat for your home workouts away in some cupboard folded up, it's out of sight and it's out of mind. You're taking away a really big, good visual cue for you to work out. One of the first things that I did to make working out easier and more likely to happen was put my workout mat out at all times. You can also be strategic about where you put your workout mat so that it's even more helpful. Like you could put it right in front of your TV so that whenever you go to watch TV, you know that that's the time that you also do a bit of yoga. Or you could put it right by your bedside. That way, as soon as you roll out of bed, you are on your workout mat. Idea number two. So one of the really big reasons that I struggled with working out was because I was like, this is so boring and such a waste of time. Obviously, working out isn't a waste of time, but it can feel like it in the moment. You're just moving your limbs around for like 20, 30 minutes. It feels random and it feels boring and it's like, I could be doing 10 other things right now. So a good question to ask yourself is, what can I combine exercise with to make it feel like less of a waste of time? So for example, when I go on walks, will always bring like a problem that I want to brainstorm on, or something that I want to specifically think about, like a goal I want to achieve. Because if I don't, walking to me without company feels really boring. And with my workouts, I actually do kind of the opposite. So I try to use my workout time as like a meditation time, where as I exercise, if I notice any thoughts in my head, I bring my attention back to my breath. And that makes it feel a little bit more powerful because I'm like, not only am I working out, I'm also meditating. You gotta do what you gotta do to get yourself to do things. What you pair working out with doesn't have to be like an audiobook or a movie or things that are very dopamine releasing. Sometimes I actually think that can be unhelpful because it can make you dislike the activity more. But instead think like, what mental activities could I pair working out with? Is it like brainstorming on my goals? Is it planning my outfits in my mind? What will make it feel a little more worth your time? Idea number three. For anything that you want to do in your life, you need to think about how to lower the barrier to entry. And one of the biggest barriers to entry when it comes to working out is putting on your workout clothes. Some people will sleep in their workout clothes so they just wake up and they're ready to go. So that is an option. For me, I actually lower the bar even further and I'm like, I can work out in whatever I want, but I'll get dressed throughout my workout. Obviously, this works a little bit better if you start your workouts not doing super jumpy things that make things uncomfortable. And it works better if you have clothes like really accessible right near your workout mat. Number four, and this is actually two things combined. Two of the biggest reasons for my success in being consistent with working out in the past year have been, I have someone supporting me and encouraging me in the background. And number two, I never have to think about my workouts. I don't have to plan them because they're already planned for me. And that is because of Copilot, the sponsor of today's video. I've talked about Copilot on my channel before. I've been using them for ages. They have been so helpful for me that I recommend them to people in my real life as well. I'm never stressing about my physical fitness and have I got my workouts in because I know that I have Copilot there. So Copilot combines accountability, but I see that as like support and encouragement instead of accountability, as well as personalized fitness coaching in an app. It keeps you on track. It makes working out simple. I have my coach Andrew, who we love. I personally don't like really naggy accountability or accountability that makes me feel bad for not getting things done. I do like support and encouragement, and that's something I've communicated with Andrew, and so he's great. To me, having that coach is just like a light level of accountability, but mostly a lot of just support and encouragement. And it's just nice knowing there's someone there that actually cares that you're keeping up with your workouts. And it's also great if you need guidance or help. So if you do some sort of exercise and you're like, I don't actually know how to do this, or I want to do this more effectively or better, if you have specific fitness goals, you can just ask your coach and they'll help you. And if you do get a coach that for some reason you don't vibe with so much, you can switch coaches at literally any time, because that coach relationship is really important and you do want to find someone that you vibe with and you feel like is on your wavelength. So Andrew also designs my workouts. I let him know like, here are all the exercises that I really enjoy doing, and he can design my workouts based on that. That way I'm never thinking about what my workouts are. I'm never like, what am I gonna do today? Because it's already already there and set up for me. You can ask your coach to design your custom workouts based on what you enjoy, but also if you have specific fitness goals, you can be like, here's what I want to achieve. They'll design your workouts based on those goals. And because it's an app-based program, there's so much flexibility. You can work out whenever you want, wherever you want, which works perfectly for me. You can click my link down in the description below to get a 14-day free trial of Copilot and 20% off of your first month of personalized fitness, but you have to sign up before the 1st of February. Idea number 5. So going back to the toaster situation, because it was not within arm's reach, it was actually really difficult for me to reach. I never reached for it. With any of your exercise items, whether you have weights or bands or even workout clothes, you want it all to be within arm's reach when you're on your workout mat. My weights are literally right there. I also have my workout clothes folded like KonMari style so that they're really easy for me to see what's what and just grab things out with ease. Idea number 6. So something that I took really seriously when I started my workout routine was this question. Would you rather do a 20-minute workout 2-3 times a week consistently for a year, or would you rather go hard, work out an hour for 5 days a week for the first 2 weeks of the year and then never work out for the rest of the year because you pushed yourself way too hard and you now really are repelled by exercise? If you are starting out with a workout routine, I really beg you, kick off small. Kick off with one workout a week. Kick off with what feels doable and what feels most enjoyable. Then the next month you can add in a second little workout and you can keep on going until you're at a point where you're like, this feels good. The slower you start with most behaviors, the more sustainable the behavior is going to be, particularly if it's not a behavior that you're immediately like driven to do and you feel pulled towards. Idea number 7, get a phone stand. This is such a little one, but when you're working out, if you're doing any kind of home workouts, usually it's going to be on your phone, and it's so much easier if you have a little phone stand. I have the quad lock iPhone phone stand, life-changing. A lot of phone stands can be kind of flimsy. You want to get something that's reliable that you can keep for a year, that's not going to break, because otherwise that'll be really annoying in your journey. Idea number 8. Author Gretchen Rubin, she categorizes people into 4 types. There are the upholders. So these are the people that probably wouldn't be watching this kind of content because they generally stick to what they say they're going to do. They meet deadlines, they thrive on a schedule, they thrive on a routine. Then there are questioners. Questioners need to have a really good reason for doing things, otherwise they're not going to do it. There are obligers. So obligers thrive on accountability. If they know someone's relying on them to do something, they will do it. And there are rebels. So rebels, they don't like any expectations, inner expectations or outer expectations. They like to act from a sense of choice. This isn't a scientifically validated quiz. It's just fun and you should interpret it in a way that feels most helpful to you. But when it comes to exercise, I know that I have rebel tendencies. And to make working out easier, I like to work with my tendencies versus against them. So I give myself a lot of choice. I work out on the days that I want to work out. If there is an exercise that comes up that I don't really feel like doing, I will do an alternative exercise that feels better in that moment. When I used to do workout classes, I would always modify the exercises according to what felt good for me. And if I like got too tired, I would stop and I'd be that person that was like doing the lie down, right? What is that called? Position. I think it's like downward dog. I'm not sure. But I would just like stop and chill for a bit and then get back to it when I could. If you feel like there is a part of you that's a rebel, try following your intuition more as much as you possibly can when it comes to working out. Ask yourself in the moment, like, what would feel good right now? What's a way of moving my body that actually feels like it'd be a good time in this moment? Or does this feel bad for me? If so, why? And what else could I do instead? Really try to tap into that intuitive part of you. Idea number 9. I made a video a while ago that was all about little hacks to sort of get you started, because my thing is that once you get started, once you get the ball rolling, it's usually a lot easier to keep it rolling. It's the getting started that can be the hard bit. And that applies to anything, like writing a book and also getting your exercise routine done for the day. When I experience tough days when I don't want to exercise, I always try to say to myself, just do 5 minutes. Like, that's all you have to do, and I mean it. I'm not tricking myself. I'm like, literally, like, all you have to do is 5 minutes. And often you'll reach the 5 minutes and you'll be like, I'm gonna keep on going, why not? And you'll end up getting your full workout routine in. If you're trying to become more consistent with working out, I actually recently released a podcast interview episode with Michelle Seeger, who has so much wisdom in this area. It is a long interview and it's much more about the mindset of creating a workout habit than about like the little hacky type stuff, which, you know, both of those things complement each other. I'm gonna have that link down in the description below. I uploaded the video to YouTube. I recommend watching the whole thing because we get even deeper as the episode goes on. And if that is truly one of your goals, I really feel like that podcast episode is going to help you. I'm gonna have that link down in the description below as well as on the screen. Don't forget to check out Copilot using my link down below to get their deal before February 1st. I appreciate you so much and I'll see you soon.